And the title of her speech is Protect Your Health Insurance Premium Payments and Medicare Tax. Understand your EOB. With that, Annabelle.
Thank you. Yeah, I need Andrew, we're not going to put this.
Yes. It is 10 to 15 minutes. Wow. Yes. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
We'll not move it in the center. Okay, that's good. Good morning, everybody. Today, because of some of your requests from my last speech, I'm going to talk about understanding your EOB, or explanation of benefits, to protect your health insurance premium payments and Medicare tax. Did anybody bring their EOB today? Anybody? There was an email sent? No? So in 1961, President John F. Kennedy said, "Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country." I believe understanding your EOB is one way we can do something for our country. First, let's talk about your paycheck. Anybody here who is not receiving any more paycheck, like maybe Bob, like for unemployment?
We have to steal.
Okay, still you contributed to the Medicare fund. I'm going to talk about those who are still working. On the average, you contribute $132 for single coverage. That's $1,584 per year. For family plan, you pay $625 per month, or $7,500 per year. In your paycheck, 1.45% of your earnings go to Medicare tax. If you are making over $200,000, you pay an additional 0.9% Medicare tax. If you are self-employed, anybody here self-employed? You pay double that 1.45. You pay 2.9% to Medicare tax. Medicare, when you pay for Medicare, it helps fund your future care. How does the government protect your money, your contribution to the Medicare tax? And how do other insurance companies protect you, or your money that you contribute every month to take care of you, your health insurance premiums? In 2025, federal authorities charged 324 individuals, 96 doctors, pharmacists, and other medical professionals for fraud. The scheme, an estimated $14.6 billion, and the target mostly are vulnerable patients, elderly, and those with opioid addictions. But if you have health insurance, private health insurance coverage, this is not even counted here. Private insurance companies are also defrauded by healthcare providers. In 2024, $2.9 billion were recovered by the Department of Justice in False Claims Act, $1.6 billion from healthcare fraud. As far as Medicaid is concerned, $1.4 billion was recovered by the Office of Inspector General. So what happens? How does the government help you save your Medicare tax dollars? We look back from up to 3 to 10 years, depending on the kind of claim that we are trying to audit and analyze for fraud. We see a lot of things, and this takes years. Medicare pays millions of dollars to contract to private corporations to help find fraud, millions of dollars. So what can you do to help? In your EOB, You have to read it every month. And it's given to you if, let's say, this month you see a doctor, next month you're going to receive an EOB. And when you see, and I will teach you how to report errors quickly. Don't wait for drama. That's supposed to be a joke. You guys are supposed to laugh. What on earth is an EOB? It's not a bill, but it looks like one. It's not a love letter from your insurance company. It's your healthcare receipt. When you go to the grocery store, don't you check the receipt for duplicate billing? It's happened to me many times when I go to Trader Joe's way back when. Different Trader Joe's I shop, there's always duplicate charge. So I talked to the manager about it. Who's who on your EOB? It's you, the provider, and the insurance company. What the EOB tells you, what was charged, what your insurance covered, and what you might owe. Why you should read it, even if it's boring. You catch billing errors, estimated to be up to 80%. It could be minor inaccuracies or incorrect charges for services never rendered, and that's one of fraud cases. It could be from human error, incorrect coding, complexity of the healthcare billing. What are examples of billing errors? Duplicate charges. The first bill was already paid. The second bill was sent, but they used a different code, or they used modifiers. I'll explain that in a little while. Another example would be charges for procedures not performed or not necessary. What could this be? Like if you go to a dermatologist and they inspect your skin and they do a biopsy, that biopsy may not even be necessary, but they charge because it's going to make them more money. They do it and they charge your insurance company. Or when you go for physical therapy and the only allotted time for that appointment for you is 20 minutes, but then when you review your EOB, you actually stay there for an hour and they build so many things that was actually not done. That's another example. Or when you want to be diagnosed if you have carpal tunnel syndrome and the doctor kind of performed this procedure, EMG, and he only did the procedure on one arm, but then he billed the insurance company for both arms. That's a higher payment. And so the only way to find out is to review your EMG, your EOB. And incorrect codes are billed for higher reimbursement. For example, you go to the office, the doctor's office, and he sees you for maybe 10 minutes, and you only have a follow-up care for your hypertension or your blood sugar, but then he billed the insurance company the highest level for your office visit. There are 5 levels. That is fraud. So last week when I mentioned pay attention, when you see a doctor, you really need to pay attention what's going on there because it's the only way you can prove that what was billed here was not done. So when you see fraud here, who do you call? Not Ghostbusters. You call your insurance provider. Or Medicare, the original Medicare if you have one, or Medicare Advantage, or if you had Medicaid, call them. And you call the Office of the Inspector General and the National Insurance Crime Bureau. I want to share with you an example. And I was very shocked, but I've been following my provider for a while. And it's a very, very high caliber company. And every time I receive my EOB, I analyze every little claim. This is what I can do for my country. And here I notice that the insurance, this company, they have their own billing department. And I notice that they are defrauding Medicare. I have Medicare Advantage. And I am very distraught about that because it's not the first time. I've seen so many others. And of course, what did I do? I followed my own advice. I called Medicare Advantage and reported it. And they will handle this fraud for you. They have their own procedure. And it's, like I said, it takes a long process. It takes many, many years to get these accusations or charges done. If let's say, when you go to your physical therapy, I'm going back to the physical. How many of you go to physical therapy? Because this is so important. When you go to physical therapy, they tell you to do the exercises, right? Different exercises to strengthen that part of your body. And so it's limited, the time is limited. So an example of defrauding the government is when they bill for something that you did not do when you were in physical therapy. In your EOB, there are codes, medical codes. In the first column, service provided by the services provided. In the second column, date of service. This is what you focus on. Go to the date of service, circle every single date that's the same. So let us say June 11, 2025. This is an 18-page EOB for me. And when you circle all of that, collect all of that information and see that it's the same provider, for example, physical therapy, and they are actually charged your insurance company so many things that you did not do. So, call Medicare if you have Medicare, and all the other numbers here. I wrote that there so you can take notes if you want to have that instead of going online and researching and doing things again. And the most important thing is calling the Office of the Inspector General. So your key takeaways. The EOB is not a bill, it's an explanation of your benefits. Let's save Medicare and the money that we contribute by the Medicare tax that's taken out of our paycheck. Protect your health insurance premium money. Let's do something for our country. Thank you.